Good evening, everyone. You know how we like to share caregiver stories on this show? We do that because everybody has a different story and everybody has a different experience, yet we can learn from each other. Tonight, we're going to speak to Eddie Gorey, aka Eddie G, who is a filmmaker who had to relocate from Detroit to Atlanta to help his parents. Please listen as he shares his story. Good evening, everyone. This is Francine Crawford. Welcome to another episode of Autumn is Here. Today, we're going to speak to Eddie G. He's going to talk to us about being a caregiver for his mom. So please welcome him to the show. Welcome, Eddie. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know that you told me before that you had to kind of adjust your life to come and deal with your mom and her situation. But before we talk about that, can you just tell me just a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am from Detroit, Michigan. I am the youngest of 6 siblings, 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm the last one.
Oh, okay. Okay. You're the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby, as people say, the baby. But I'm taller than all of them, though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you said you're from Detroit, but now you live in Atlanta. So tell us how that move came about.
Well, my parents is originally from Alabama. My daddy moved from Alabama to upstate New York when he was a kid, because his stepfather at the time had got a job working at the mining company. And our mother stayed, of course, and everything like that. But they later ended up migrating to Detroit, during the industrial boom.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So pretty much they met at a steel mill called Great Lake Steel and everything. And then they had kids, but they met later on in life. My daddy I think he was 42 or 44. I'm sorry, 44. And my mother was 32.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's when they met, because my dad already had a family by that time. He was all grown. His kids was all grown. So he was done having kids. My mother had two kids as well when she met my father. So when they met, they had me and everything like that. So reside in Detroit. And then later on, my parents moved in 2007 to Georgia, because my daddy was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Oh.
And back in 2003. So he pretty much went through all the treatment from chemo. No, I don't think he did chemo. He did radiation. He didn't do chemo. He did radiation.
Okay.
And he ended up beating it, which is like unheard of pretty much almost. Like it's very like a pancreatic cancer is like have a really low, survival rate,
Right.
And so he ended up beating it and everything like that. So due to his condition and, and the side effects, he couldn't really deal with the cold anymore. So they ended up moving to Georgia in 2007 and everything. And throughout that time, I ended up coming here with my mother. I think she had got cancer back in, I want to say 2014 or maybe end of 13 or something like that. So she was battling with that, but she was going to the cancer center treatment in Chicago at first, because that was the first one. They had one in Georgia, but it was fairly new. So she felt more confident, to go to the one in Chicago because it was the first one. She thought they was like more experienced with all the, the medicines, things of that nature.
Right.
She was going back and forth to that and everything like that, but her conditioning got worse because my mother was a diabetic as well, so they couldn't cut on her to do surgery. So they had to treat her,
Okay.
with chemo and stuff like that. But her conditioning worsened, and pretty much it's with nothing they can do without pretty much doing surgery. So she got put on like hospice, So back in 2015, that's when, my parents, we were trying to figure out, we was traveling, coming down here and everything, and seeing what's going on and everything like that. And then my brother was like, hey, since you're the youngest one and no family, I think, it's probably like, you want to go down there. So I pretty much at the time just like left everything back home, quit my job, broke my apartment lease, and I moved down here to take care of my mother in August of 2015 and everything, to take care of her and my dad and everything up until she passed the following month.
She passed the following month?
Yeah, she passed the following month. Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. So you came down to help care for her.
Well, I came down to take care of her and my daddy because my daddy, he's of age, whatever. So it was a lot for him and everything. You know what I mean? So he couldn't do everything by himself. So I was pretty much taking care of both of them,
Wow. Wow. And how is that on you? I mean, that's a whole life change for you. How was that with you? Because did you know their medical? Did you know anything ahead of time? Were you involved with their life in that way?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, my father he dealt with cancer back in early 2000s. My mother, she had diabetes and everything like that. So I knew all the medical stuff, what she was doing with diabetes, and my father with cancer stuff. So I always been around things of that nature when it comes to dealing with illnesses or diseases of that nature, whatever. So, but when I was notified, I mean, it's kind of like you don't really have time to really think about it. It's just kind of like you just do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of like you have to show up. So right. That's what I did. I didn't really give it a second thought, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and your father now?
Pardon me?
Your father.
What about him?
Is he okay?
Oh yeah, my father's still living.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you still looking after him, or?
Of course. Yeah, that's not going to stop.
Okay. Did you have any? Did you go for any outside help, like for the Cancer Society and stuff like that? Sometimes they have stuff for support for you or for your family. Did they reach out to you? No. So it was just you and your family just kind of did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And even now, when you're with your dad, it's not, you don't have a support system for him, anything like that. You're able to take care of him.
Well, he's self-sufficient. He just of age. He's 83. You know what I mean? So he's very self-efficient. But no, we don't have no support system. You gotta understand, my dad is from the silent generation.
Uh-huh.
That's for the baby boomers. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you if you've had the conversations, because you've already gone through your mom passing, and in that fashion. So did you have the conversations with your dad? Like, are y'all talking about like what happens, if I go or whatever? He's just silent. He does. He.
Oh no, we have no. Yeah, I mean, that conversation in itself is tough in itself. You know what they say. You have to plan for birth. This is just as much. I mean, for death as much you got planned for birth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, we got everything taken care of, like the wills. Getting a trust and things of that nature, stuff like that. So, no, we got all that stuff taken care of. The living will and everything. If anything was to happen to him, I have pretty much to say so. If one thing he did say, he said if he's not able to come back to life, as to pretty much brought back whatever, and he's not able to live life as he was before, he doesn't be resuscitated.
Oh, okay. So he just a DNR, just.
Yeah, he said, do not resuscitate. Yeah, exactly. If he's not able to live life as he was before, and he has to be in a bed or in a vegetable state, he said, that's not a quality of life that he wants, because he's so pretty much independent, and he do things, on his own. He doesn't want to be like, I guess in a sense, he doesn't want to be nobody's burden.
Right.
He doesn't want to lay up in a hospital bed, living out his last days. As he say, it's all over. It's all over. Let me go. It's all over.
Is there any challenges in your part, and not only just physically or anything that you have to do, challenges in your life because your dad or your mom or anything emotionally that has changed you with this kind of situation?
I would say this. It's hard for me to watch movies that's dealing with people dying from cancer. For some reason, it just because I was there by my mother's side every day up until really up until she passed. Like I watched her take her last breath.
Okay.
You
So
know, so some movies I can't. Well, I ain't gonna say most of the movies I can't watch when it's dealing with cancer patients dying and stuff like that, because I really experienced it. Like, you know, really experienced it because I was there every day by her side. You know.
right, right. So what are the things that let me just ask you, what are the things that you didn't prepare for that you've learned from this experience?
That I didn't prepare for, that I learned from this experience. To be honest with you, I think it was just more the loving in my heart. I don't think I really had to prepare. It's just kind of like map my mind around it. That's like, okay, she's on hospice and everything, and you know, this is her last days and everything. So try to make it as peaceful and comfortable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't think you really can prepare for that. Even if you tell someone that's going through, or parent or sibling is about to go through it, I don't think anybody can prepare for that. I think it's just something either it's in you or it's not. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Going forward, I mean, by me going forward, I know how to deal with it, you know, more, I mean, I guess better because I experienced it and everything like that. So I'm able to give people, you know, pointers in a sense like that. But it's just that if you're, I guess, a selfless person, then I think you pretty much will be more equipped to do the job. You know, you got a lot of people that are out here that are selfish, you know what I mean? Regardless if they parents or no parents, they're just selfish because it is going to take up your time. You know what I mean? It just is. So like, you're there to pretty much make sure they're comfortable.
Okay. So yes, it is a big sacrifice that you.
Correct.
Right. What do you miss about her?
Oh, I miss everything. I mean, I miss talking to her, laughing with her. You know, my mother had a third eye, so she used to have these dreams and everything that would like literally happen. You know what I mean? Or forewarning type dreams. Like, hey, I had a dream, so if you doing this, I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't. Hey,
Wow.
don't do it. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She was really, you know, she had like a third eye and everything like that, which was kind of like weird and scary. You're like, man, whatever. Mom just talking to them like, hey, I don't think you should go. And then when you don't go, something happened. You be like, oh wow. And then once when you see that thing, when you see it happen, and you know, and for like in reality that, you know, people could talk about stuff, oh, this and this, I had a dream, but when you really see it happen, you know, you be like, oh wow, like maybe I need to listen, you know? Yeah. So, but no, I mean, I wish, you know, I could talk to her and everything, and, you know, hug her and all that. You know, I mean, I do miss that about her. You know, I had kept her voicemail for the longest until I had getting a new phone, and she had called me and everything like that. Yeah, I just, you know, I wish I could just, you know, be in her presence.
Okay, so let me ask you, if there is one thing, well, if you had one more day, if you were granted one more day with your mom, how would that look like? How would that feel? What would happen in that day? What would take place in that day? Anything you want.
Okay. From the morning, I would I know in the morning time she just put on, you know, her gospel music and everything like that, and you know, to get ready for the day. I would help her cook breakfast and everything throughout that, and she go with her do her errands. I would go with her do her errands and things of that nature. She liked doing yard work, like planting flowers and things of that nature. So I would do that, plant flowers with her and everything. And she loved watching, you know, her soap operas as well. So I'll spend time watching her soap operas and help her cook dinner and everything. And just for the evening, I would just, you know, sit down and really have a heartfelt conversation with her, you know, like, and talk with her, you know, and let her know she was appreciated and everything.
Okay. So is there anything that you would say to someone that may be faced with this, that just found out that their parent is going through this? Anything that you got from this that you can help somebody else, so you can just give them some advice?
Well, I would say, pretty much, like I said before, be selfless. Be selfless and make their lasting days as comfortable as possible. You know what I mean? And be loving.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else you would like to say about being a caregiver to your parent?
Patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have if you don't have it, develop ironclad of patience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
because we already know how older people can get when things doesn't work right away. They get frustrated and things of that nature. So it just it teaches you to have patience. Especially with my dad. My dad is very impatient sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys stay calm and just like, okay, all right, let them do it. And like, okay, this is what we do. This is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? But patience is very key. It's the most important thing to have, is patience and able to to listen and everything, reciprocate what's being said, things of that nature.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We have people that have, different situations. And I always tell everybody's situation is different, even not even based on the illness, but just everybody's situation, how they handle it and things like that. And I'm hoping that, something that you've said will touch somebody or they can relate to, and they can get some information from it. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story. I know sometimes it's maybe difficult to talk about stuff like this, but I really appreciate you giving me the time to do that. So thank you for being on Autumn is Here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. Well, good night.
Good night.